Good day everyone. For today's presentation, we will be presenting Module 2, Fundamentals of Outsourcing. This module will give us a basic understanding of business process outsourcing, which is the practice of companies transferring certain tasks or services to outside providers. We will learn why outsourcing is important, how it benefits both businesses and countries like the Philippines, and its role in the growing IT BPM industry. In this module, we'll cover the basic of outsourcing. The topics include the two types of outsourcing, how it works as a business strategy, the business between core and non-core processes, readiness assessment, and the latest technologies and trends in the industry. By the end of this module, we are expected to understand the two types of outsourcing, learn the different outsourcing strategies, and know which activities or processes are usually outsourced. We should also be able to define the components of readiness assessment and identify the key technologies and trends shaping the outsourcing industry.
So, I'll be discussing the context and types of outsourcing in business. First, let's put things into context. As that saying goes, no man is island in business. This means that no company can survive on its own. Every business depends on other companies, partners, and clients to success. Second, everything is connected. Businesses are linked together in a global network. For example, suppliers, service providers, and customers all play an important role in keeping the system alive. And finally, the nature of business in making money. Companies exist to generate profit, and they achieve this by working with others and finding efficient way to operate. So, this leads us to the concept of outsourcing. So, there are two main types of outsourcing. First, third-party outsourcing. This is when company hires an external service provider. The provider can be local company or part of the largest global group. Their main role is to provide service to clients outside their own organizations. Example, Converge, IBM, sites, teleformers, and many more, like internet provider. Next, shared service center or CSS. These are the wholly owned by the parent or mother company. Instead of serving outside clients, CSS provides service within the company itself, usually to its affiliates and subsidiaries. Example are any banks, parang sa anong tawag dito? Sa land bank. These are the example of services that can provide. So, to summarize the difference, third-party outsourcing is hiring an external provider. Shared service center are internal unit servicing the company-owned branches and affiliates. Lastly, let's talk about strategies for outsourcing companies today. Don't rely on just one method they use. Multi-sourcing is working with multiple providers and ones. Crowdsourcing naman is getting ideas, services, or solutions from a large group of people, often online. Ang onshoring naman, outsourcing within the same country. Outsourcing is the key strategies in today's interconnection world. No company can stand alone. Success comes from building networks, partners, and affiliate service models.
So in the slide number 7, multi-sourcing, crowdsourcing, onsourcing, nearsourcing, offshoring. So multi-sourcing, it's getting good or service from multiple suppliers, vendors, instead of depending on just one. Like, for example, a company buys raw materials from the three different suppliers in case of fails. So, crowd outsourcing, tapping into a large group of people, the crowd often online, to get ideas, service, or content. For example, company asking the public to design a new logo through an online contest. So, onshoring, so meaning outsourcing work but within the same country. So, example, a New York company hiring an IT firm in Texas. So, nearshoring, it means outsourcing work to nearby country. And for example, US company moving manufacturing to Mexico, like that. So the five is offshoring, meaning outsourcing work to far away country, often of continents, usual for lower costs. So example, a UK company setting up a call center in India or in the Philippines. So in short, multi-sourcing many suppliers, crowdsourcing from the crowd, onsourcing same country, nearsourcing nearby country, offsourcing distant country. So in the slide number 8, GMS Brazilian and Gomery sites, vendors Oracle, AT&T, Microsoft, Disco, Edge, now HP Enterprise Service, IBM. So GMS 2007, 7.5 billion IT outsourcing contract with Edge, now HP Enterprise Service, IBM, Capgemini, and Wipro Ltd. So in the summary, GMS multi-sourcing strategy let them mix and match top vendors for IT and e-commerce needs rather than giving all responsibility to just one giant supplier. So in the slide number 9, company puts out of call for project best solution submission is accepted by contracted. So crowdsourcing, outsourcing for undefined generally large group of potential offers in the form of an open call. Jeff We. So outsourcing company needs idea, service, or solution but doesn't go to traditional vendors. In the open call, instead of hiring one vendors, the company publicly announce the problem or project and invite solutions. So in the summary, crowdsourcing, instead of hiring one vendor, the company calls on the public, the crowd, to propose solution and then selects the best submission to contract or reward.
Strategies for outsourcing onshoring. Onshoring vendors in the same home country as clients. So means a company hires vendors or contractors within the same country instead of sending work overseas. And we have the advantages and disadvantage of onshoring. So the advantages of onshoring, first, it allows immediately response. Product designer in same country respond to market feedback quickly. So companies can react faster to customer needs because designer, engineer, or service team are nearby. And next, local contractors have same market knowledge, culture, language, communication style, minimizes culture issues. Means local vendors already understand the culture, language, and market. So communication is smoother and there's less chance of misunderstanding. And the disadvantages of onshoring, first, contractors may not be trained or supervised as well, especially if they're paid less. This can mean they have fewer skills. And they may also leave more often or high turnover, so they don't build up as much knowledge about the company. Because they're outsiders, they may also care less about quality. And we have an example here. New York bank contracting startup security service firm in New York. So for example, a bank in New York hires a small new security company. Since the security guards are not permanent bank employees, they may not be as well trained, may leave quickly for better jobs, and may not be as motivated to protect bank compared to in-house staff. Strategies for outsourcing nearshoring. Nearshoring, the transfer of business to a nearby country, often sharing the same borders. So nearshoring means moving part of a company's business operations to a nearby country instead of keeping everything local or sending it for overseas. And we have the advantages of nearshoring. First, fee-for-service variability rather than fixed compensation costs. So, instead of paying fixed salaries all the time, companies can pay only for the work or services they actually need. This helps control costs. And the other advantage of nearshoring is significant labor cost arbitrage. So hiring workers in a nearby country can be much cheaper than in home country, while still keeping them close enough for easier communication and management.
My name is Don Mawente de la Cruz, BSIT BPO 3A. To be short in this discussion, offshoring means outsourcing to another country. Its advantage are low cost, faster scaling, and easier market expansion. But the disadvantage includes data security issues, lack of market knowledge, cultural differences, and high staff turnover. Thank you.
Core activities, task, process, design, the fundamental concept and plan for your product and service. Product development, the process of creating and improving the things you sell. Process, your unique and methods for doing business. Receipt, a metaphor for your secret source, the confidential formula, unique technology or intellectual property that makes your company special. Well-defined, documented tasks, standard outputs. Example, IT development, programming, documentation, unit and integration testing, implementation of new system, conversion to new platform. IT maintenance, application maintenance, help desk, network support. Typically outsourced activity task process. Business process outsourcing, IT outsourcing, support function, routine activity or activities that can be automated at larger centers. Seasonal requirements, part-based activities.
IT outsourcing. IT technical support. Helping users fix their computers or tech problems like troubleshooting, setup, or maintenance. IT application development. Making new apps or software for businesses or customers. IT application management. Taking care of apps after they're built, updates, bug fixes, and making sure they keep running smoothly. Data center operation. Managing big computer systems and servers where company data and apps are stored. Software as a service. Apps you use online without installing them, like Google Docs or Gmail. Cloud, online storage service. Saving files on the internet instead of your computer so you can access them anywhere, like Google Drive or iCloud. Support function or services. Cafeterias. Provide foods and drinks for employees and visitors in the workplace. Copy centers. Handle printing, photocopying, and scanning or documents for office use. Security. Protect people, property, and information inside the company. Janitorial services. Keep the workplace clean and orderly. Tracking or shipping. Transport or deliver goods and materials to and from the company. Building maintenance. Take care of repairs and upkeep of the building, like electricity, plumbing, equipment, etc. Routine activities are activities that can be automated at larger centers. First, small banks outsourcing check processing to larger banks, riding on ATM based on multi-bank network. Instead of doing everything themselves, small banks let bigger banks handle check processing and ATM shares and share ATMs with other banks. Next is small vendors using Amazon.com as data center, marketing, and payment processing platform. Small sellers use Amazon system to store their data, promotes products, and handle customer payments. And last is bank using common or multi-bank core banking services of large technology providers. Many banks share the same big tech system to manage accounts, transactions, and records more easily.
Support function and services. We have six components of supportive function and services. 1. Cafeterias. 2. Copy centers. 3. Security. And 4. Janitorial services. And 5. Tracking shipping. 6. Building maintenance. Small banks let bigger banks handle things like check, processing, and ATM networks instead of doing it themselves. Small businesses use platforms like Amazon.com to manage their data, marketing, and payment processing rather than building their own systems. Banks share or use common core banking services provided by large tech companies instead of running everything on their own. In short, smaller organizations save money and effort by letting bigger companies or platforms handle tasks that can be automated or done more efficiently at scale. Seasonal requirements. Some businesses need extra workers only during certain times, like holidays or busy days. Example, one day they need 50 employees, but the next day only. And then, hiring extra staff during Christmas to handle more customers, extending store hours temporarily when there are many shoppers. Part-based activities. These are routine, scheduled tasks that don't change much. Example, automobile assembly, electronics assembly, packaging products, or making handicrafts garments in bulk. In short, the slide shows that companies outsource work when demand changes, seasonal, or when tasks are repetitive and easy to assign to others.
Key technologies that support outsourcing. This slide shows important tools and technologies that companies use to make outsourcing effective, especially when teams are working from different locations around the world. These tools mainly help with communication, collaboration, and workflow management. Number 1. Video conferencing. These are technologies that allow face-to-face meeting through video even if participants are in different countries. HP Halo, a high-quality video conferencing system developed by Hewlett-Packard for realistic, in-person like meetings. Cisco Telepresence. Cisco advanced video conferencing technology that creates an immersive meeting experience, making it feel like everyone is in the same room. Sun MPK20 Project Wonderland, a 3D virtual world platform developed by Sun Microsystems where users can meet and interact in a simulated environment. Number 2. Web-based conferencing and workflow tools. These are online tools that support teamwork, file sharing, and project collaboration. WebEx,
an online meeting platform for webinars, video calls, and screen sharing. MS Window Meeting Space, a Microsoft tools for online collaboration and sharing presentation. MS SharePoint, a Microsoft platform that helps teams share documents, manage projects, works together online. Google Applications, cloud-based tools like Gmails, Google Docs, Google Drive, and Google Meet that allow easy communication and real-time collaboration. The slide is titled Fundamental of Outsourcing, and it shows a cycle that explains the main stage or building blocks of outsourcing. Each step is important to make outsourcing work effectively. Number 1. Business process outsourcing. This is the starting point where companies decide to outsource certain tasks or processes to a third-party provider. It involves identifying which business processes, like customers, like customer service, payroll, IT support, and etc. Contract and agreement are set up between the client and the outsourcing company. Number 2, managing outsourcing transition. Once the deal is made, the next step is to transition the work from the client to the outsourcing provider. This includes transferring knowledge, training the outsourcing team, and migrating tools or system. The goal is to make sure that changeover doesn't disrupt business operation. Number 3, BPO operation management. After the transition, the outsourcing company starts handling the day-to-day operation. This includes monitoring performance, meeting service level agreements, and maintaining quality. Strong communication and coordination are key here to ensure client satisfaction. Number 4. Number 4. Issue management and critical situation control. No system is perfect. Issues and challenges will arise. This step is about identifying problems quickly, troubleshooting and resolving them before they impact the client's business. It also involves having contingency plans for critical situations. Outsourcing follows a cycle that starts with forming agreement, smoothly transitioning tasks, managing daily operation, and effective handling problems. Once issues are resolved, the cycle continues as companies keep refining and improving their outsourcing relationship.